What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Big C7 Cards, and welcome to the very first episode in a brand new series on my channel called Off the Top Loader, where I interview everybody from family to friends to fellow hobbyists, athletes, you name it. And today I am joined by my work family and good friend, Glenn Testen. Glenn, thank you so much for joining.
I appreciate you being the first one on the series, Cam. Thank you.
I'm excited to have you on. You got a shirt on.
Yep, local Cleveland company called GV Art Design, but it's the 1995 Cleveland, there you go, Cleveland Indians lineup. So you got Lofton, Baerga, Vizquel, Albert Bell, Eddie Murray, Jim Thome, Manny Ramirez, and I think lastly on there, Sandy Alomar. So yeah, that's my childhood. A lot of my childhood heroes growing up on this shirt.
So Glenn, you and I have had a chance to, be in a lot of meetings together. We a whole host of meetings. We've talked a lot on many occasions, and one thing through all of that has stood out. It's become extremely clear. And for some reason, I really don't know why. I can't quite put a finger on it, but you like Ohio.
Yeah, partial to Ohio. Yeah.
Have you lived in Ohio your whole life?
I have. A small blip of time I lived in. Long story short, a girlfriend. I moved out to Indianapolis for about 6 months and moved back. So that's a time in my past. But yes, I've basically, other than that, I've been in Ohio my whole life. Went to Columbus for Ohio State, back up in the Cleveland area now ever since. So been in Ohio my whole life.
Pumps through your veins, Ohio.
Yeah, the Cleveland and the Buckeyes. Obviously, I'm partial to my Buckeyes. A lot of people root for Ohio State, but actually never really went to the school. I can actually say I went to Ohio State, so I can actually root for them, and it makes more sense. And
yeah, you have a reason to. Exactly. Yeah. Like me going to FAU. Oh my gosh, I'm backwards. I'm over
here. Look at that.
Me going to FAU. I root for them because I was there. I was an alumni of the school. But a lot of people don't know actually that before I went to FAU, I was actually a Gators fan because I was actually a bandwagon Gators fan. I'm going to call it as I call a spade here.
Yeah.
But I was a Gators fan because of the 2007-2008 seasons where
Tim Tebow.
Well, they both, basketball and football, both won championships.
Over Ohio State.
Oh, so I hated the Buckeyes. Yep. Absolutely hated the Buckeyes. I don't really care as much anymore, so that's why I have you on the show. But
okay. It's okay to bash on Ohio State. Everyone does. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's a rite of passage to bash on Ohio State. So since I know that you were a big Ohio guy, I remember we had this conversation about how I was at the Palm Beach Card Show. I met Tristan McKenzie there, which was kind of an interesting situation. It was a homecoming for him. He's from Palm Beach. He was helping out his friend Kyle McGowan, who was heading the show, and also owns World Champion Sports Cards, a card shop in West Palm Beach. Go check it out if you're ever there. I met Tristan McKenzie there. I got a card autographed, and I'm like, man, this is really cool. I got to interview him, but then I was thinking, as I saw you with your Cleveland shirt on, Glenn will probably really appreciate this a lot more than me. So I shipped you that card, right? Where is that card?
I have it right here. Let me know if you can see that, but yep, there it is.
There it is. Hand signed in the blue ink. Tristan McKenzie, pitcher for the Guardians.
There you go.
Very cool. And what's even cooler is that it didn't end there, right? We've been talking for a while now. My friends at Rare Edition heard about my sending you that card. They thought it was pretty cool, and they're like, "Oh, he likes Tristan McKenzie, huh? We're gonna help jumpstart his collection." And so they sent you 2 Rare Edition slabs.
They did. Right here.
Right there.
Yeah, I have not opened them yet.
You haven't opened them yet. There are a couple Tristan McKenzie cards in there. I will spoil that much, but we're going to be opening those a little later in the video. Glenn here, you're not too much of a card collector though, right? This is kind of new for you?
Yeah, to be honest, growing up, birthday presents or, gifts, you always get the big Topps baseball cards. So I did have a couple old, honestly, lunch boxes full of old cards. Mm-hmm. I think there's somewhere in my attic, to be honest. And honestly, I might have some that could be worth some money. Maybe I can come back on and show you if I can ever find them. I wasn't able to a chance to get them, but maybe I could show you some of the ones I have. But it's always been fun. It's not exactly been a hobby or a passion, obviously, like yours has, Cam, but it's something it'd be cool to hopefully get into. And maybe as I start with these, I'd love to maybe start building my collection. And I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old who could be cool to pass down a pretty cool collection to them one day. So, yeah.
Exactly. And get the kids in the hobby too. That's what a lot of people are doing. Now you've got kids at card shows walking around with briefcases with $1,000 cards inside of it.
That is nuts. It's a way to collect, and it's a way to, maybe one day make some money if you need to. So
you should see some of these kids are, like 7 to 10 year olds, anywhere between 10 and 15 as well. They're walking around with freaking Justin Herbert RPAs, just rocking life. They're like, oh, I'll do this one for 10, and we're like, dollars? No, $10,000. Like that's what they're dealing in. So
wow.
That's how much has changed since the olden days of wax packs and gum in the pack. And
yep, I got a lot of those too. I remember those. Those are fun.
Oh,
the bazooka, the gum that you
the bazooka
blasted for 5 seconds and you threw it out. Yep.
It's an awesome hobby, and it's really fun to do. It's not great for the wallet. It's not. But,
yeah, one reason why I haven't gotten into it quite just yet is,
and I'm not gonna lie,
4 and 2-year-old, and it's a lot of the money goes towards them. But I'm hoping, like I said, sometime soon to be able to start getting more. So that's my goal.
Maybe a few years from now, you'll be calling me from your card shop or something and be like, Cam, if you didn't, in Rare Edition didn't help me out, I was able to retire on a card shop. And
yeah. That'd be cool. It's retire early. Who knows? You never know.
There were people who were able to retire early. I had some friends in Orlando that had a bunch of really expensive wax boxes, sealed boxes. When the pandemic hit, they went through the roof. They can retire now. So growing up, did you have a favorite player, whether it be baseball, basketball, football, maybe hockey? You're kind of in the area up there.
We had the Cleveland Lumberjacks when I was growing up. That was a like a minor league affiliate. I forgot who, maybe Chicago. We didn't have the Blue Jackets at the time when I was growing up. But baseball, obviously, Indians / now Guardians. I played baseball growing up when I was a kid, so I was more partial to the Indians. Favorite player overall, though, I think growing up for me was probably Kenny Lofton. Really good all-around ball player. He was nice. I met him, when I was little, going down there. You know how you get their autographs before the game. I was able to do that one time and met him. Football, right now, I'd say Nick Chubb seems like a pretty good down-to-earth kind of guy and pretty damn good running back as well. Hockey, I don't really have I follow hockey. Don't really have, honestly, a favorite. Never have. Maybe for the Blue Jackets, I don't really know that many people on the Blue Jackets. They're not very good. I know they're not very good this year. Penguins, my wife's from the Pittsburgh area, and I won't hold that against her. But Crosby obviously over there, and they got Malkin, who are two pretty good players. I've actually been following more soccer. I don't know if you know Ted Lasso, that TV show on Apple Plus. Yeah. It's a really good show.
Of course, yeah.
And I watched something with Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney called Welcome to Wrexham. It's about that football club out there in Wales, I think.
Yeah, I heard about that. Any specific club you're following?
I love the U.S. national team. It's fun to watch. But club, the crew actually are pretty good down in Columbus. One of my old buddies played soccer growing up, and he lives in Columbus. He goes a lot of games. Went to a game last year, actually, and they built a new stadium recently. Really nice stadium, and it was just a lot of fun. They're quick. I mean, they don't have any interruptions unless somebody gets hurt or something. Right. It's fun. They're fun to go to. Basketball, obviously, Cavs. LeBron growing up, obviously. Now they got a good scrappy team. They're in the playoffs. They got a good core around them with Mobley, Mitchell, Garland, Jared Allen. Probably, honestly, Mitchell is just, he came over here. He's done nothing but just play well. Seems like a great teammate. Pretty cool. This is the first time they made the playoffs without LeBron since 1998, when Sean Kemp was leading the team. LeBron, I know, left around in 2010. He made the announcement on my 21st birthday, actually, July 8th, 2010.
It's an eventful birthday.
It was not a good birthday present.
He made it all about himself.
He did. He's selfish.
Happy birthday, Glenn. I'm out of here.
Screw you, Glenn.
Hey, LeBron, if you're watching this right now, you owe my dog like a pair of signed shoes or something.
Or come back to Cleveland, finish your career, play with Brown.
There you go. I feel like he will. I don't know. Where do you go from LA? He really wants to play with his son. That's a big deal for him. So he could probably hold off another 5 years or so, even in like a smaller role.
Off the bench.
No, I'm sorry. No, LeBron, he would sooner retire and tell his son, "You took too long, Bronny. I'm sorry." Than come off the bench for any team. I just don't see him doing that. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be tough. He did come off the bench recently for the Lakers, actually. I think it was a couple last week, for the first time ever in his career, ever. But yeah, he's
load management. He probably had someone fired off the Lakers management for that.
Yeah, good. So he brings his entourage with him wherever he goes. So who knows?
Yep. Switching back tomorrow is MLB opening day. What should we be expecting?
Well, first the World Baseball Classic. I don't know if anybody watching this watched it. It was just insane. People kept saying, "Oh, well, it's exhibition baseball. It doesn't mean anything." But I mean, you look at the players, you look at the fans. It definitely meant something, and it's just so cool to watch. Some of the best players in the world play, like a Trout and Shohei. Shohei is just Shohei Ohtani's incredible. I mean, he's the face of global baseball. I feel after watching that, he's insane. He's amazing. So that was cool to get everyone pumped up for obviously their regular season here, which begins tomorrow. So I mean, from a Guardians perspective, we obviously were a very young ball club last year. We kind of surprised a lot of people and won the division and made it past the Rays and lost to the Yankees. But from a Guardians perspective, I hope we can continue to build. We just signed Andres Jimenez to like a $106 million 7-year deal. We've got Ramirez locked up at third base. I think we're talking to Sticks, Tristan McKenzie here for a deal possibly, and one of our really good relievers, Trevor Stepien. So I mean, we're starting to put some money towards our good young talent and locking them up early, which is what we did in the '90s to a Jim Thome, to a Manny Ramirez. So same kind of similar concept where I think we're trying to do right now. But I mean, I'm hoping we could win 85, 90 games again this year and hopefully win the division. The Central's pretty bad again. I mean, maybe the Twins will vie again for a spot, maybe up towards the first or second place in the division. But I really do think it's the Guardians to lose this year. Their pitching depth could be an issue because Tristan is got a pull. I think it was something in his arm, so he could be out maybe 2 to even 8 weeks, which could be a problem early in the season if we don't get off to a decent start. But I know we have a really good farm system. I think it's ranked like 6th or 5th in the MLB right now. We might bring up a guy here or there. Hunter Gaddis has taken Tristan's spot in the rotation here second. So long story short, I hope they'll win 90 games. From an overall perspective, it's tough to bet against the Astros. They're just as much as I don't like them, it's just they're so good. Everyone on that club contributes. It's tough to bet against the Astros. As much as I hate to admit it, I have a feeling they could come back and do it again this year. Those are my early preseason predictions.
So watch out for the Guardians. Astros are probably going to take it anyways.
Yeah. I hope not.
You mentioned Tristan's injury problems. It's crazy because I actually was able to get an interesting perspective from him when I talked to him at the show. He was saying how he just needs to be out on the field, and he's failed at that. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I never saw it from that perspective. From our perspective, we sit behind a TV, right? We watch the games, and we see someone get injured or someone, get walked off the field. They're out for a few games, a few weeks, they come back, they get injured again, and they're just in this vicious cycle sometimes, and we just call them injury prone. A lot of people don't consider the human aspect of that. Yeah. And when you actually talk to these guys, they're like, yeah, I failed. You failed. Like, how do you fail when there's an accidental injury? You didn't obviously plan to do it. You're doing everything you need to do as a player to be ready for these games, and then just for all intents and purposes, crap happens. There's a whole other aspect to that.
Yeah, it's the luck of the draw. I mean, go again, Guardians example. Grady Sizemore was a great example of that. He was a great 5-tool player back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, and he just the injury bug. I mean, every year he was hurt, but he was an incredible player, center fielder for us. And to the same thing happened. He just kept getting injured, and his career ultimately ended short. I think he went to the Red Sox for like a year or two or something.
I think so.
But yeah, Tristan, I hope it's just a mild sprain or something, and he comes back, because he was amazing last year for us. He carried us in the playoffs against the Rays in that second game where it went like 15 innings, I think. And the SpongeBob Oscar Gonzalez walked us off with the home run. But I mean, he was incredible last year, and I just hope, and I think he will duplicate that again this year. If he's, like you said, if he stays healthy, which I think he will.
I think it's about time you open up those rare edition slabs. I know you've been waiting for a long time. I felt so bad because I was sick last week. I had planned on doing this video last week, and I had to hit you up and say, it's not happening today because I did not feel good, and I felt bad because I'm like, you got to keep them sealed. I want to see you open them on camera, and you were a good sport about it. So if the time has finally come, man,
I'm excited. So first one here, I will show as I'm opening it. I don't want to rip the
2 seals, top and bottom.
Yeah, 2 seals, one here. There you go. One off. Here's the other one right here on the bottom. Here we go. The first unboxing.
All right. Now you're gonna be surprised by what you see.
Here's the wrap.
You don't see the card right away.
Oh, you don't. And there's a little something from Rare Edition here. So if you want to, QR code, but just talks about Rare Edition a little bit. It's got some weight to it. I mean, it's a pretty big card. So I'm going to open it now. I'll do it on the screen as best I can so you guys can see. There we go. I don't want to break it. Don't break it. But here we go.
I do recommend you try out the scissors a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about that. That's a good idea. Why don't I have it on my desk? There we go.
I used to try to open it at like a pack of cards. I was sitting there for like 10 minutes trying to do it. And then a buddy of mine was like, "Why don't you just open it from the top?"
Yeah,
I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah." And then it came out real nice.
So here's the back, and then here we go.
Oh, that is so nice.
That is pretty. That's amazing.
Is that a Topps Finest?
That is.
I believe that is a Topps Finest, right?
That is a. Yep, Topps Finest, and there's the back.
Very nice. So that is one of Rare Edition's options is what they call PC. So that's a personal collection card. So people who want to submit their cards to Rare Edition, but they don't necessarily want to pay for them to get graded, but they want to get them slabbed, and it's a card that's in their personal collection, like something I would do with this Devin Singletary. Send it off, get it back, and it will say PC personal collection on the top. Basically, one of those cards that you don't anticipate ever getting rid of. Like that's your PC right there.
This is really really cool. It even has like a little insignia of rare. Can't really see it very well, but it's kind of like a bump right here in the top.
Yeah, right on the top.
Rare Edition. That's
say Rare Edition right.
Rare Edition. Yeah, there you go. You can see it better on yours. That's the
attention to detail is there.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'll put that aside.
And I want you to notice also that the regular other slabs, they don't come with a rubber bumper.
Yeah,
you'd have to pay for that, and it comes off too.
Yep, you can take it off.
If you were to take it off, you would realize that's how thick the glass is.
Yeah, you can see it here as like a little. There you go.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's you can't. I mean, you could throw that against the wall, the ground, concrete. It's not gonna break.
They have, by the way. They actually have.
I'm not gonna try that.
No, you could. I mean, it's your card, man. You do what you want. But they actually tossed this thing off of a not this card in particular, but they tossed one off of a 3-story building onto concrete.
Wow,
and
it was that is nuts.
Hit it with a hammer, doesn't matter.
It's crazy. So I'll do the second one here really quick. Let me. Here we go. So here's
time for those people wondering from home what card that I was showing earlier.
That's Wade.
Here we go. Yeah, that is a 2003-2004 EX Buzzer Beaters Wade rookie auto. It's they call this acetate when you can see through the card. Kind of see me through there.
That is really 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 nice. That card.
It's really nice. Number out of $2.99.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with a D Wade rookie auto.
Oh, this one's cool. That is the other one I got.
Oh, that's a platinum anniversary.
Really?
Dang.
Oh, it's that. Yeah.
That
Up
is
here,
beautiful.
9 out of 10. It looks like.
That is beautiful. So you got
nice.
mint 9 with a 10 on the auto. It's on card auto. Brilliant. What are so on the back you see the subgrades?
Yep. So corners 9, edges 9.5, centering 9.5, and surface 9.
Nice. Pretty solid subgrades.
Yeah, from Topps Chrome Baseball Platinum Anniversary Edition from 2021.
Awesome.
This is really
they sent you some nice ones, man.
This is an actual on-field autograph version or a card that he signed. Like it was verified that it was his signature. That's really cool. I mean, if anyone's collecting out there and wants a genuinely good experience and a company who's going to treat a card right and put it in something that's going to last a long time and something that's going to add to your collection, I would definitely 100% recommend them. Definitely not going to get rid of these. These are really, really cool.
So here to stay.
I really like them. Obviously, I'm a fan of the Guardians. Been a fan my whole life. And it's cool. I can I'm not going to take them out. Maybe I go down the game and I show them, hey, Tristan, I got a couple cards of yours.
Tell him Big C7 Cards sent you. He's going to be like, who?
It's really cool. These cards, how they kind of grade everything here for you is really neat. There's a QR code. I'm assuming if you scan that, you pull up some more information about the card, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
It's coming into the 21st century card collecting, and this is the future. This is the future of card collecting, I feel like.
There you go. So, it's the future of slabs too. I find it interesting that you brought up the QR code because that's exactly what it does. It brings you to a full grading report, and that little square that's next to it, that is an NFC tag. This is something that is really cool. So if you were to take your phone with an NFC feature on it and put it right in front of there, what it's going to do is it's going to take you to the full grading report on that specific card, and it's going to give you everything from why the corners got the grade they did, why the centering got the grade it did. It's going to give you all the information on your card right there.
That is really, really cool.
With high quality pictures too of the slab.
That is awesome. That's really cool.
and it shows you very clearly where the issue was and all that. It's really cool.
And I just did the same thing in the QR code. I just pulled it up, and there you go. I have to log in, but yeah, or you can view basic summary. Yeah, there you go. So this is the 2021. There you go.
There you go.
But it shows everything on here. That's really cool. Certification number. They've really been into card collecting a lot, but I feel like this could be a jump start into a pretty hopefully a collection for me someday here soon.
Definitely keep me posted on it. If I ever take a trip to New York and then something terribly wrong happens and I end up in Ohio for some reason, I'll stop by and see you. We'll open some packs together. If you're ever in Florida, let me know.
Yeah.
Rare Edition. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, shout out.
This was really, really good. I always appreciate the ability to give back to the hobby, to give to people who, like Glenn, haven't really been too involved in the hobby, but maybe now he does. Never know. No pressure. Really nice to know that companies like Rare Edition, they give back to the hobby. This really has become sort of the collector's slab. Glenn, first appearance on the show here, first episode. This is an exciting beginning of something I think is pretty special. So, man, thank you so much for joining Off the Top Loader to the Moon. Gonna have a lot more coming soon. I'm gonna be interviewing my childhood best friend who got me into sports cards. I'm gonna be interviewing Merely Chuck of Midwest Cards, who is the official wax sponsor of Sports Card Investor. I don't want to spoil it. There's gonna be some good interviews, some good conversations. This has been a fantastic conversation to start us off here. All the best, man, and hey, I'll see you in a staff meeting Monday.
Yeah, I'm sure something soon.
Something.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Cam. I appreciate having me on. I'm happy to be the first.
Of course, man. See you, Glenn. See you, everybody.